So what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video we're going to do a short overview of 20 Past Rigor by Zombie Love Studios. And yeah, for those of you who don't know how I do these types of videos, I usually go through, let's say, an American comic, indie, European manga, webcomic from, let's say, in this case it's from 2011 till present day. So the current day, but in the case of the Tales from the Past, we take the time period of the 60s of the previous century to 2011, and we basically go to who the team is, who the writer is, artist, give a quick synopsis. In the case of a full-on review, we do a quick breakdown, but in this case I'm not going to do a breakdown because there's way too much to tackle. It will only be a distraction. So yeah, after that we give the good, bad and the ugly. This case it was short. I only needed one page to make notes. And yeah, where we put the good, bad and the ugly against each other. Followed by a final verdict that goes from let's say 10 out of 100 till 100 out of 100. With 10 out of 100 being a 1 out of 10, 100 out of 100 being a 10 out of 10. Pretty old school rating. Of course, there might be some things you might disagree with me about. If that's the case, hey, no problem. It's totally fine. But let's try to keep it civil, you know. My goal of these types of videos is trying to bring back, you could call it the old school times, like Captain Frugal would call it. But I prefer to call it the days before the internet and before the e-celebs, before, yeah, too much rotten apples, yeah, poisoned the well that of a medium that should be doing better right now, but doesn't. But that's not all. Also have one side make a comeback, and that's the League of Comics Geeks, and to give you the opinions of other creators. And I will also mention a few of them. Because, yeah, the reason why is, we'll come to that later. Of course, I come armed with my classic Japanese lacquer box notebook, because I try to do a little bit old school. So without further ado, let's get in, grab a cup of tea, and yeah, some snacks, and let's get into who the team is. Well, it's pretty simple, as you can see right here. The story is written and by Rodney Barnes. The art is by Manhouse. The colorist Louise NCT. Malsilvestre, I'll probably butcher the name. Lettering, Marshall Dillon. Cover art, Valerio Giangiordano and Giovanna Nido. With the editor, Chris Robinson. Graphic design, Jordan Butler. Logo design, Sherry Jackson. For Zombie Love Studios, President and CEO, Rodney Barnes. Creative director, Jason Sean Alexander. And the whole copyright notes from 2024. And yeah, let's get into the synopsis. Well, the synopsis is quite, yeah, you can find it here on the back, but I'll tell the synopsis right here. A zombie outbreak hits Flint, Michigan, due to, yeah, contaminated water. Only the residents won't take it lightly, and this part of, let's see what the league has to say about it. The Killadelphia Universe, as it expands. So yeah, basically the water contaminated, and that's where the outbreak starts. That's all you need to know. But yeah, as you can see here, it starts out with yeah, thing like hopes and dreams that will be shattered or ripped to pieces. So let's get to the good, bad and ugly. First of all, I like the cover. It's yeah, it really yeah, sets the tone for this types of zombies, horror / stories. And I like the back cover as well. And yeah, it's M for mature, so not for the faint of heart. There's a good balance. I can show you a bit of what I really like the dark, let's say, this art style. And yeah, how the undead walk from the river. It's beautiful. So yeah, It's dark, gritty. It's art style. I like that. It's not the super ultra realistic American style that you see in the Globalcomix. The source of the outbreak fits the time period, and it's clear that the creators took some inspiration from the water crisis in Flint, Michigan, that went from 2014 to 2019. Was when they switched to another fresh water source. I think it went into one of the rivers nearby. But it caused a lot of due to the aged sewer system. The drinking water got contaminated with let's say was a Legionella outbreak, and the concentration of lead exceeded environmental norms. And for those of you who wonder, hey AJ, why do you just shouldn't take care of for the environment? Well, I do care about the environment in a certain way. I try to buy as much locally as possible. I don't buy my butter from the supermarket anymore, and I think I can speak for all of us, left and right, it doesn't matter, that you don't want to drink water that's contaminated with lead, because it will cause several birth defects, intestine failure, all that kind of stuff. And it could cause lead poisoning, of all things. So it's a good way to take something like this, and despite what back then the government also tried to cover it up, the local government, city government, pretend that nothing happened. So I could see where they took the inspiration from. So it's a good way to touch on some let's say social issues, or in this case environmental issues, and turn it into a great horror story. I like how it also raises awareness to that, because I speak for all of you. You don't want to drink water that's contaminated with lead. It's a heavy metal. You don't want it into your system due to the effects on your mental and physical health. It's terrible. And even babies, your children will be born with several effects. And it's even worse when the government tries to cover it up, but that's a story for another video. Little cliche for in this case for a zombie outbreak, but like I said, because it fit the time period from 2014 to 2019, in this case, I can see where they took the inspiration from in 2024. It's a good start. And the final verdict, well, there are not very much people who read it from what I've seen, but the leak was pretty positive about it. 13 ratings with 4.1, so very positive. And I could mention one of the reviews by Dingosaurus, one of the users. Pretty interesting take on the zombie book. Looking forward to every new issue. And there's another guy who wanted to read where he could read this, but Rodney Barnes told, and thus explains why I only have this issue. Rodney Barnes, it will be a limited release in select comic book stores across the USA, so I'm one of the lucky ones that got it in Europe, thanks to, I think, Shortbox Comics, but I'm not entirely sure. And unfortunately, there's, from what I've seen, it's sold out, but maybe you'll find it in some place, but you probably have to pay the full price for it, like $20-$60 or more USD in that case. But nevertheless, I truly enjoyed. I'm not the biggest fan of zombie stories, but I truly enjoyed this issue. And I agree with it's a different take on the zombie genre. Personally, I could not get into things like The Walking Dead and such things, but this one really, fortunately, I couldn't find the second and third issue due to the limited supply. That should have been promoted more. But I'll give this story a 75 out of 100. It's really good. If you have the chance to pick it up, you find somewhere in one of the many back issue bins, get this one, and that's all I have to say for this video. No self-promo today, because I have some things to do. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Peace.